Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 17 of Jesse Tree. I'm your host, Isaiah, and today's show is about the prophet Daniel. Let's get started. In 605 BC, Jerusalem was attacked by the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar. He took many captives, and from those captives, he chose handsome men of royalty and nobility to serve in his palace. Daniel and his three friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, were chosen for the 3 years of training. New Babylonian names were also given. Daniel became Belteshazzar, and the other three became Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Yes, they were the ones that God protected in the fiery furnace. These four chose to stay faithful to God and the commands that he had given to his people, and at the end of their training, they proved to be the wisest and the healthiest among all the trainees. Daniel was also given by God the ability to understand dreams and visions of all kinds, and that proved to be very handy. In the second year of his reign, Nebuchadnezzar was troubled by a dream that he couldn't interpret, and neither could any of the wisest men that he had in his service. After praying to God for wisdom, Daniel was able to interpret the dream for the king, and so the king placed Daniel and his three friends in positions of authority. Later, Daniel interprets another dream for Nebuchadnezzar, and once again, Daniel was honored by the king, and the king praised Daniel's God as the Most High. When Nebuchadnezzar's reign was over, his son Belshazzar became the new king. And on one occasion, he had a drunken evening of praising a bunch of false gods, and all of a sudden, the fingers of a human hand appeared and wrote an inscription on the wall. Daniel was the only one who could interpret the inscription. And what did it say? Well, in short, Belshazzar's days were numbered, and his reign was coming to an end. Daniel's reward for interpreting the inscription: he was promoted to the third highest position in the Babylonian kingdom. And Belshazzar, well, he died that very night, and Darius took over as king. Daniel continued to excel under the new king's reign, to the point that Darius was contemplating making him head over all the kingdom. This didn't sit well with the other royal administrators, and when they looked for a way to bring Daniel down, they attempted to attack his faithfulness to God. They coaxed Darius into issuing a decree forbidding prayers to any god other than the king for the next 30 days or be thrown into the lion's den. Let's see Daniel's response to this in our scripture for today. Today's scripture comes from Daniel chapter 6, verse 10. Now, when Daniel learned that the decree had been published, he went home to his upstairs room where the windows opened toward Jerusalem. 3 times a day he got down on his knees and prayed, giving thanks to his God, just as he had done before. Daniel knew that God is the only true God, and he would not stop worshiping him. He knew that even if he got in trouble for breaking this law, God would be with him. Daniel was punished for breaking the law, being put in a pit with lions. God did protect him. He closed the mouths of the lions, and he made it through the night without any harm. Upon hearing this miraculous news, Darius praises God, commands that those who tried to harm Daniel be put in the lion's den, and issues a new decree that all the people in the kingdom must fear and revere the God of Daniel. Here are a few discussion questions you can talk through with your children today. For your preschool kids, ask, what did Daniel do when the new law said no one could pray to God? What happened to Daniel after he prayed anyway? How did God protect Daniel in the lion's den? For your elementary age kids, ask, why do you think Daniel kept praying even when it was dangerous? Have you ever had to make a choice to do what's right even when others didn't agree? And for your middle and high school students, ask, how would you describe Daniel in one word and why? If you were Daniel, what would you have done when you heard about the king's law? And what's something brave that you can do this week to show your faith in God? Daniel's story points us to Jesus. Like Daniel, Jesus was faithful and obedient to God, even when it led to suffering. Like Daniel, Jesus was falsely accused. Like Daniel, Jesus was placed in a sealed pit, a tomb. And just like God delivered Daniel from the lions, God delivered Jesus from death itself. Through Jesus' death and resurrection, the God who saved Daniel from the lions has the power to save us from sin today. Well, thank you for joining me for today's episode. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about Jonah in Jonah chapters 1 through 4. Until then, take a few minutes today and let us know that you're on this Jesse Tree journey with us. Just go to fbmaryville.org/jessetree and hit that button that says we are participating. You can also give us feedback on the show by leaving us a rating or review on your favorite podcast platform. For our YouTube viewers, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And finally, if you have any questions or would like to share your experience with our team, please feel free to email us at family@fbmaryville.org. Parents, I'm praying for you as you lead your family on this Jesse Tree journey today. Have a great time of worship, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 18.